From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colberth.
Good Thursday morning. This very messy pattern continues as we could have very low amounts of snowfall for lower elevations through 10 in the morning on Friday. Much more snowfall for mountains, especially for the Cascade Passes, 4 a.m. on Saturday to 4 a.m. next Thursday. That's going to coincide with wind gusts going up for Saturday night and Sunday, especially for the Bluefoot Hills and for the Blue Mountains. Okay, First Alert radar is showing you a very light area of snow that just passed through the Yakima Valley, and it looks as if all the stuff on the map is pretty light this morning. Can't rule out seeing a few flakes flying, even for the lower Columbia Basin, but just know that it doesn't look like it's going to be very much. But what does fall could stick around for a little bit as temperatures are all below freezing, especially for the Tri-Cities where we're 6 degrees below freezing. Here's your hourly forecast for this Thursday for the Tri-Cities. A mostly cloudy day. High's going to end up in the low 40s. Could see a little burst of snow very late into the evening, but during the day we're going to keep it dry for the basin and the foothills. The best chances of snow during the day going to be for the Kittitas Valley and for the Yakima Valley specifically as we head into the afternoon. And like I already talked about, as we head into the weekend, wind gusts picking up. We'll talk about that some more coming up on Good Morning Northwest, which starts right now.
Coming up, Franklin County ending a long-time partnership with Benton County regarding juvenile detention. Why the youth will soon be sent out of the area and how much money county leaders say this could save.
And frustration boiling over inside City Hall as Kennewick neighbors demand answers about a proposed sex offender home. And this morning, we'll take you inside that heated meeting to see the action that city leaders took and why residents say it may not be enough.
And Moses Lake is facing some big challenges as it grows, why water supply is now a major concern, and how officials are planning for the future. We have these details on these stories and more coming up on Good Morning Northwest, which starts right now.
This is Apple Valley News Now. Good Morning Northwest on your side.
Good morning and thank you for joining us for Good Morning Northwest. I'm Jessica Jalal.
I'm Jade Elliott. It is Thursday, February 19th, and a lot of news to get to as always.
That's right, and we do want to start off with continuing coverage in Franklin County where plans are moving forward to leave its long-standing juvenile justice partnership with Benton County after reaching a settlement that'll dissolve the agreement by the end of March.
The Valley News Now's Dan Hansen says county leaders say the move will save the county millions.
Franklin County leaders say ending the bi-county partnership with Benton County gives them the ability to run juvenile services independently and potentially save taxpayers money in the long run.
Pasco is on track to be the biggest city of the Tri-Cities, and so you have to scale your services and localize them more, and I think it's just one of those realities that there's 100,000 people in the city of Pasco now, and that never used to be the case.
Benton County filed a lawsuit against Franklin County when they wanted out of the contract that was originally going to 2033. Now it's ending March 31st, as Franklin County prepares to send youth to Martin Hall this spring.
When you have a very soft on crime state mandate, and then you have the realities of running local government, we had a choice to make. We could have either continued with the agreement, and we could have raised taxes on our taxpayers by quite a bit, or we could have laid off about 25 staff.
Danzel says the move could save Franklin County millions and hope to save enough to build their own juvenile center.
We're looking at a 5 to 7 year time frame before we start being able to site and start breaking ground, hopefully, knock on wood, breaking ground. And
commissioners voted on Benton County's offer in a special meeting on Tuesday. At the regular meeting, Franklin County commissioners formalized it. We have reached out to Benton County for comment on the settlement and received this statement. Benton County is prepared to facilitate the separation regarding the administration and delivery of juvenile services. We have formally proposed that Franklin County be released from the current bi-county juvenile services agreement effective March 31st, 2026 at 11:59 p.m. We remain committed to working collaboratively with Franklin County administration to ensure a smooth transition that upholds our shared responsibility to the communities we serve. The next steps include finalizing the settlement in court and continuing discussions with judges as they prepare for that April transition. Dan Hansen, Apple Valley News Now.
And county leaders say that they will be closely monitoring how this transition affects youth, families, and the courts in the months ahead.
And all this as questions remain about travel distances and access to services once the change takes effect. And we'll, of course, keep you updated.
Now to continuing coverage, Central Kennewick residents packing into a crowded city council meeting Tuesday night as city leaders passed a resolution opposing the plan to open housing for a level 3 registered sex offender home off of 8th and Edison. Council members say that the resolution passed alongside the Kennewick School District, and they say it's a start in the city's fight against the proposal. Some people, though, expressing their support for the resolution during public comment, while others saying they want to see more concrete action from council. Kennewick Mayor Jason McShane saying that the city is doing what they legally can, and he says that he's upset that the state policies allow the housing to be placed in neighborhoods in the first place. Meanwhile, Pasco, they're taking proactive steps on similar homes for sexually violent predators. Pasco City Council passing a temporary moratorium on less restrictive alternatives, LRA homes, and also on secure community transition facilities. They did this at their meeting on Tuesday as well. Now, state law requires cities to allow the facilities somewhere, but leaders say they won't move forward without strong local rules in place. The city is now developing land use standards, reviewing zoning options, and promising public input before any permanent decision is made. Council members say that the focus is on safety and staying ahead of the process.
I appreciate staff getting on this when we kind of brought it up a couple weeks ago. There's a lot of stuff going on, and I hate the fact that City Kennewick and their residents had to be the example, but again, sometimes these things kind of sneak up on you.
Now, officials say that the approach will be serious, legal, and proactive, and that they are encouraging people all across the area to stay informed, to engage in the process as it moves forward. And of course, more updates are expected as the council continues its review.
6:08 and in local living in Moses Lake, a rapid growth and new industry are creating opportunity, but also straining infrastructure, especially with the water supply. The city is seeing major economic expansion from battery and sustainable fuel projects to aerospace and port operations. But city leaders say a key challenge is ensuring enough water for both residents and industry. And despite its location, the city relies on deep aquifers that are being depleted. Officials say diversifying water sources and upgrading infrastructure are now top priorities.
People often ask, well, how can you have a water shortage when you live on a lake? Really, a lot of it has to do with the accessibility of different water types.
In addition to water projects, the city is also planning new public safety facilities for police and fire departments, as well as exploring long-term transportation improvements, including a possible second lake crossing to better connect industrial areas to Interstate 90.
Still ahead on Good Morning Northwest, a district title years in the making. We're going to see how Prosser finally came out on top and break down the emotional win that ended a 15-year wait. We're talking local sports after the break.
But first, our Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbert will have your first alert weather forecast. Keep it here. We'll be right back in just a few minutes.
Even if your child has moderate to severe eczema, they can feel the flow, feel the breeze. And Dupixent helps them feel the heal. It helps calm a key source of inflammation under the skin that can cause eczema. Dupixent is the only biologic therapy approved to treat kids as young as 6 months for noticeably clearer skin and less itch. Severe allergic reactions, including skin reactions, can occur. Get help right away for face, mouth, tongue, or throat swelling, wheezing, or trouble breathing. Tell your doctor of new or worsening eye problems like eye pain or vision changes, skin symptoms, joint aches and pain, or a parasitic infection. Don't change or stop other treatments without talking to your doctor. Dupixent. Help heal their skin from within so they can stay ahead of eczema. Find an eczema specialist and ask about Dupixent today.
Welcome to Nob Hill Casino, your premier gaming destination. Experience the thrill of a Vegas-style casino featuring the friendliest dealers in town. Join our Players Club and unlock exclusive rewards every time you play. Challenge your skills at our 16-lane bowling alley. Unwind with a drink at our cozy bar or enjoy breakfast, lunch, or dinner at the Last Frontier. The ultimate entertainment experience has something for everyone. Nob Hill Casino, where locals come to win.
Before every celebration, there's a moment of anticipation, of energy, of excitement, of possibility. Macy's is here for all of it. Celebrating a special year of 100 parades, 50 fireworks, and all of life's moments.
Good Shepherd provides the most up-to-date orthopedic care available. Our board-certified surgeons and surgical podiatrists specialize in orthopedic care tailored to you. Services include precise joint replacement with Mako robotic surgery, sports medicine, all orthoscopic shoulder and knee repairs, fracture care, hand surgery, and foot and ankle care. We're here to help you maximize your body's performance and function. Good Shepherd Orthopedics in Hermiston. Patients first, always.
E.T. and Extra, tonight at 7 on Apple Valley News Now.
Extra, extra. From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbreth.
Welcome back to Good Morning Northwest. Just another update on road conditions. Again, our passes are a little slushy or snowy, but the only chain requirement we're seeing thus far this morning is for Oregon 204 at toll gate, specifically from milepost 10 to 39, and that would be a good chunk of that stretch from Adena down to Elgin. Okay, on to today's high temperatures. Going to be in the 30s and 40s for lower elevations. This will be a little bit cooler than normal, actually by about 5 to 10 degrees. We'll be in the 30s and 40s in the Kittitas and Yakima valleys, 40s for the basin, and upper 30s for the Blue Foothills. Then for tonight, very chilly stuff, dropping down into the teens and 20s. Upper teens there for the Kittitas Valley. We'll be at 25 for the Tri-Cities. But thankfully, we will gradually warm things up. You see by Tuesday and Wednesday of next week, up around 50 degrees in the Yakima Valley, which will be right around normal for the later portions of February. Those overnight lows are going to come up as well. And that's not happening for no reason. We have a warm front that's coming up from the south. That's also going to provide us some very gusty conditions. So here is said warm front. It's way off in the Gulf of Alaska right now. This is going to do a funky little dance. It's going to sink down to the south, but then swoop back up towards the north. And as that warm air surges in from the south, that's going to pick up our wind gusts, especially for the Blue Foothills and the Blue Mountains. Saturday night, in those aforementioned microclimates, peak gust around 40 miles per hour, and those are going to hold fairly steady as we head into Sunday. And this is also going to coincide with an atmospheric river that could bring us around 1.5 feet of snow for Cascade Passes. We'll have a lot more to say about this coming up in a few minutes.
6:14, talking sports this morning. Prosser High School girls basketball team, District 5 champs.
Yeah, and the Mustangs defeated Ellensburg in the district title game 67-56. So the matchup between the two schools made the win more meaningful for Prosser.
Yeah, that was the 5th year in a row the school met in the district championship, with Ellensburg winning all 4 of the previous meetings.
It feels so good. This is like a dream come true, like since freshman year, and it feels so good.
It's just super special. It's great to do it with this team on this court, with our whole community behind us and everyone here to support. It's a dream come true.
And the last time Prosser won the district championship was 2011.
Prosser now advances to the state tournament. The last time they won that state championship was also in 2011.
And they'll do it again.
Yeah.
All right, keep it here, because coming up next, Josh Colbreth is back with how your weather is looking. That's coming up in that First Alert full weather forecast in just a few minutes.
Don't we all need a space we love? We'll make your design dreams a reality today during the extended President's Day Super Sale at Furniture Row. Save big on sofas and sectionals, dining, bedroom, and mattresses. And the more you buy, the more you save. Save $100 on every $1,000 you spend. Check out special purchases while they last, plus 60 months, no interest. Shop the comfort, the style, the selection, the savings. But hurry, the extended President's Day Super Sale at Furniture Row ends soon.
So it cooks a pizza in 2 minutes? take it.
There was a nice lady who lived in a shoe. She had so many children, she didn't know what to do. I need a bigger house, but with so many choices, who can I trust to help me with a loan? So she called her friends for advice, and they knew exactly what to do.
Yakima Federal helped us when the big bad wolf blew our house down.
They had great service and offered a fantastic rate on our new home construction loan.
And they won't sell your loan to the big bad wolf.
I'll call them tomorrow. Skip the wolves. Trust Yakima Federal with your next home loan. You'll be glad you did.
Looking for a new car with performance and sophistication? The all-new 2027 Tellurides are arriving this month, and the remaining 2025s are priced to move. Save $3,500 on every new 2025 Kia Telluride in stock this month at Overturf Kia. Test drive a Telluride today. Overturf Kia, Highway I-182 and Road 100 exit on St. Thomas Drive, Pasco.
Community outcry escalates over a Kennewick sex offender facility.
I was just flabbergasted that this is something that's happening in a neighborhood that has so many children.
How was this even possible?
There is a school right around the corner. There are children living literally next door.
It really speaks volumes on the lack of safety concerns that they have for our community.
Digging deeper, asking tough questions. Only one station. Apple Valley News Now, on your side. From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colberth.
Welcome back to Good Morning Northwest. Could have some light snowfall for lower elevations over the next, I'd say, 30-ish hours. So let's take a look at First Alert radar. And there is this area of snow that is down in Wheeler and Klickitat counties, and it is slowly but surely making its way off towards the northeast. If this holds together, this will end up impacting the lower Columbia Basin, but it just does not look like it's going to hold together, as this is all pretty light stuff, and even Futurecast is showing this petering out over the next handful of hours. But there's another round of snow, this one looking a little bit more tantalizing, especially for the valleys. This is around lunchtime. This is up in the Cascades, now getting into the Kittitas and Yakima valleys. By 5 p.m., now right on top of the Yakima Valley. This could swing right through the Tri-Cities and then into the lower Columbia Basin by this evening. This would be pretty quick hitting stuff. Looks like it's going to end up being pretty light. And then into Friday, we should be dry, but watch what happens into Saturday morning, especially by 5 a.m. on Saturday. You can see that next storm system looming off the domain of the page to the south and west, and that's going to end up being our problem as we head into the weekend and then especially into next week. Okay, here are the precip chances for today for the Tri-Cities. Keeping it dry during the day, but then during the late evening, 9 p.m., 10 p.m., that little burst of snowfall is going to be possible, and that could last until 4 a.m. for tomorrow morning. So that's going to be our best time frame to see snow, but you saw those chances, 10%, 20%. It's not really jumping off the page. In terms of accumulations through 10 a.m. on Friday, lower elevations probably going to be less than an inch, maybe a couple inches for our Cascade passes, maybe a little bit more for our Blue Mountain passes. Like you saw, the weather turning more active into the weekend. For the Tri-Cities, our wettest day easily going to be on Monday, but that coinciding storm system could bring us around 1.5 feet of snow for Cascade passes, 15 to 18 inches for Snoqualmie Pass and White Pass, a lot less for the Blues. Lower elevations, it doesn't look like we're going to get much, maybe trace amounts for the Kittitas Valley. Here's a 7-day forecast for the Tri-Cities. Maybe some snow late tonight, early Friday morning, then watching big rain chances for Monday. In Yakima, snow possible early this morning and again later this evening. Accumulations probably less than an inch. For Ellensburg, chances for snow today and Saturday, probably just trace amounts sticking to the ground. And then for Hermiston, can't rule out a few flakes through tomorrow morning, then rain likely Monday. And finally for Walla Walla, light snow possible through Friday morning, then turning windy Saturday night into Sunday.
Josh, thanks so much. 6:21 still ahead here on Good Morning Northwest. A toddler's claw machine adventure that has everyone talking, plus a happy dog rescue and the future police puppy that's melting hearts. We've got this week's most viral headlines coming up after the break.
The
The Pasco RV and Boat Super Sale is going on today through this Sunday at the Hapo Center. Save thousands on a huge selection of new and used RVs and boats, including travel trailers, fifth wheels, story haulers, motorhomes, pontoon boats, and more. Every category, every budget, all on sale. Enjoy 0 down and no payments for 90 days on approved credits. Shop indoors today through this Sunday at the Hapo Center in Pasco. Big selection, big savings. Don't miss it. Learn more at brettsrv.com.
The little pill with a big story to tell.
Jardiance plays a role in my story, too. I have type 2 diabetes, but I manage it well with Jardiance, a once-daily pill that helps lower my A1C. It works 24/7 in the body to flush out some sugar.
And for adults with type 2 diabetes and known heart disease, Jardiance can lower the risk of cardiovascular death, too.
Serious side effects include increased ketones in blood or urine and infection between and around the anus and genitals. Both may be fatal. Severe allergic reactions, dehydration, urinary tract or genital yeast infections in men and women, and low blood sugar. Stop taking and tell your doctor right away if you have nausea, vomiting, stomach pain, tiredness, rash, swelling, trouble breathing or swallowing. Tell your doctor about lightheadedness, weakness, fever, pain, tenderness, redness, or swelling between the anus and genitals. You may have increased risk for lower limb loss. Call your doctor right away if you have new pain or tenderness, sores, ulcers, or infection in your legs or feet.
Jardiance is a little pill with a big story to tell. And if you ask me, it's pretty swell. Action!
I'm Dr. Matt Ercolani. I'm one of the robotic surgeons here at Good Shepherd. The Da Vinci 5 is the state-of-the-art offered for robotic surgery. It's a way to do surgery with minimally invasive effects and a very quick recovery for the patient, and that's what makes this system such a wonderful tool. Our goal is to provide this community with world-class care that they don't have to travel for to help take care of them and their families.
Good Shepherd Healthcare System. Patients first. Always.
Clear out clutter and help build homes right here in the Tri-Cities. Tri-County Partners Habitat for Humanity is hosting our Fill a Truck event at the Richland Habitat Store on March 13th and 14th from 11 to 4 p.m. Donate gently used furniture, appliances, building materials, home goods, and more. Every item sold at the Habitat Store helps fund affordable homes for local families, plus free French fries and local vendors at the event. Let's fill the truck. Your donations build homes.
Wallace. It's gorgeous. Fly the Northwest. Apple Valley News Now at 6 Tuesday.
Welcome back. Check this out now. A toddler in Missouri is taking his claw machine skills to a whole new level.
Plus, a family dog survives a 50-foot fall, and the hours-long rescue is all caught on camera.
And a tiny puppy is already training for a big job. So with a look at it all, here's Colin Jeffrey with this morning's Take a Look at This.
A toddler in Missouri found a foolproof way to win at those tricky claw machines. Just climb inside it while visiting a recreation center in Webster Groves with his family.
I literally glanced over there. He was pretend playing with the claw machine.
2-year-old Cooper King wasn't satisfied just pretending, so he took matters into his own hands.
They were just like, Cooper, your son is in the claw machine. And I just like...
The police department, fire department, and even someone from the vending machine company all came out and got the disappointed toddler out of the machine. Cooper was clearly having the time of his life, and everyone seemed to have a pretty good sense of humor about it too, with posts of his adventure going viral. In Lynchburg, Virginia, a rescue of a different kind saved a dog after it fell down an old well. A family's 2-year-old dog, Winnie, was roaming outside near the abandoned well, which they thought had been filled and secured. When the ground gave way, the pooch plummeted about 50 feet to the bottom. Rescue crews worked near the unstable surface for about 3 hours, eventually lowering someone into the hole and successfully pulling Winnie to safety. She's now resting at home after her ordeal, left with just some minor injuries. Well, after 2 rescue stories, it's only right we highlight the next generation of rescuers. Introducing Bo. This good boy with floppy ears and face wrinkles is training to be a hard-nosed police canine who will search for missing people in North Dakota. But for now, the only thing this baby bloodhound is searching for is toys. For Take a Look at This, I'm Colin Jeffrey.
All of that
Little
was
pups.
just so cute.
The claw
The little
machine.
kid in the claw machine. He's like, I'm never coming out of here.
Sometimes those kids, when they get in there, because I've seen a lot of stories like that, the kids are either indifferent or they're crying. He was having the time of his life.
Yeah.
Good for him.
Just where he wanted
Love
to be,
it.
exactly. All right, so much more ahead here on Good Morning Northwest. A warning this morning as advocates say funding for support groups across the state is running out. Coming up, we're going to see what programs could be at risk and what organizers say will help them, will help keep them running. We have that coming up in your 6:30 half hour.
The Pasco RV and Boat Super Sale is going on today through this Sunday at the Heppo Center. Save thousands on a huge selection of new and used RVs and boats, including travel trailers, fifth wheels, story haulers, motorhomes, pontoon boats, and more. Every category, every budget, all on sale. Enjoy zero down and no payments for 90 days on approved credits. Shop indoors today through this Sunday at the Heppo Center in Pasco. Big selection, big savings. Don't miss it. Learn more at brettsrv.com.
Moderate to severe Crohn's disease or ulcerative colitis symptoms can keep you out of the picture. Now, there's Skyrizi.
I've got places to go and I'm feeling free. Control of my symptoms means everything to me. Control is everything to me.
Get back in the picture. Skyrizi is proven to help deliver relief, repair, and remission. Feel significant symptom relief as early as 4 weeks. Skyrizi is proven to help visibly repair damage of the intestinal lining at 12 weeks and 1 year, and help people achieve lasting remission.
Don't use if allergic. Serious allergic reactions, increased infections, or lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, get checked for infections and TB. Tell your doctor about any flu-like symptoms or vaccines. Liver problems leading to hospitalization may occur when treated for Crohn's or UC.
Ready to get back in the picture with Skyrizi?
Control is everything to me.
Ask your doctor about the #1 prescribed biologic in Crohn's and UC combined.
Every heartbeat is a second chance. At Prosser Memorial Health, our cardiac rehabilitation program empowers your recovery with expert care and state-of-the-art TechnoGym smart equipment for safe, personalized fitness after a heart event. Whether you've had a heart attack, bypass surgery, valve repair, or heart failure, ask your provider for a referral. With tailored sessions over 12 weeks, supervised by medical professionals, we support your whole health, body, mind, and heart. Learn more at prosserhealth.org. This is how we care.
For 50 years, Shelby's Floral has been your homegrown neighbor, bringing joy and beauty to every occasion.
We're more than just a flower shop and specialize in beautiful custom arrangements, live plants, silk florals, and home decor. Our experienced designers are here to help you with all your floral needs, ensuring that every bouquet is as special as the moment it celebrates. Visit us today on Clearwater in Kennewick. We're part of your community and can't wait to help you celebrate life's moments. Shelby's Floral.
Central Washington has grown and changed over the years, and through it all, what has remained the same is the dedication of Abeyta Nelson Injury Law. Since 1982, our attorneys have been trusted by countless people in need. We listen, we care. We know what it takes to fight for justice. That's why our clients and their families return, generation after generation. Abeyta Nelson, we take your injury personally.
This is Apple Valley News Now. Good morning, Northwest, on your side.
Good Thursday morning. Thanks for waking up with us, joining us here for Good Morning Northwest. I'm Jade Elliott.
I'm Jessica Joel.
And I'm Josh Cobra.
Frosty windshields. That's what's going on.
Yep.
Yes, and it almost seems kind of counterintuitive, but when the frost is thicker, it's like easier to scrape off almost.
Agreed.
When it's that thin ice,
Yeah.
it kind of sticks to the windshield. So that's kind of
struggling this
Is that what
morning.
everyone's waking up to right now? Some frosty windshields?
I think
still that
so.
cold out?
Yeah, in the Blue Foothills, it's a little bit warmer than freezing, but the rest of us below freezing. So, yeah, break out the ice scraper. It's one of those mornings.
You got to get you some washer fluid.
That too, or a water bottle. It's not boiling water. See, I know that.
Not boiling water.
Have you seen those?
Never
Yes.
that.
Oh my goodness.
That's not good.
All right, for lower elevations, in addition to the frost, maybe some trace amounts of snowfall the routine in the morning on Friday. Much more snow for the weekend into next week, not for lower elevations, but for mountains, especially for Cascade Passes. And that is going to coincide with a wind gust picking up for Saturday night and Sunday, especially for the Bluefoot Hills and for the Blue Mountains. First Alert Radar is showing you a few pockets of light snow out there for this morning. The Yakima Valley has been the most impacted, but still this stuff is pretty light. Maybe a few flakes up towards the Hanford site as well. Here's your hourly forecast for this Thursday for the Yakima Valley. It's going to end up being a mostly cloudy day, and the best snow chances are actually going to be after 4 p.m. We could see that next round of snow. It doesn't look like it's going to add up to that much, but in general for today, I think we're keeping it dry for the basin and for the foothills, but the best chances of snow, at least during the day, going to be in the Kittitas and Yakima valleys. Okay, as we head into the weekend, wind gusts picking up. We'll talk about that. Also, we'll have an update on those ski resort numbers. All that's going to be coming up in a few minutes.
Thanks, Josh. We begin this half hour of news looking to local living. Now, for decades, survivors of domestic violence, sexual assault, and other violent crimes in Benton and Franklin counties have had one place to turn to in their darkest times.
And now that support system could face deep cuts, not because the need is shrinking, but because funding is. Apple Valley News Now's Monique Garcia explains how this could impact survivors all across Washington.
The Support Advocacy and Resource Center, known as SARC, has long been a lifeline for victims of sexual violence, domestic violence, sex trafficking, homicide, child abuse, and neglect. Executive Director Jody Gerritsen says legislative funding has historically helped sustain those services in Washington state, but now that stability is uncertain. Federal dollars that once supplemented state funding are no longer available, and the state's base funding hasn't kept pace.
Our state has not increased funding for a couple of decades, and so while they have been consistent in providing some funding, it's not enough. And we're at the point now where the last couple of years, the state has stepped up and provided like a one-year funding, but then each year we need to go back and request and educate and explain, and then we don't really know if we're going to have that consistency of services, whether victims are going to be able to count on our programs.
Gerritsen says agencies across Washington state could lose funding if lawmakers don't pass legislation to create more consistent support. She also says they're not asking to expand, only to maintain the services survivors already rely on.
It's absolutely crucial. We are already looking at losing our counseling program as of June 30th due to lack of funding. And if the legislature is not able to step up and secure the additional funding, we will lose advocacy and probably prevention programming as well. And that's going to happen across the entire state. It's not only here, it's the entire state.
That includes services many survivors depend on immediately, like health filing protection orders. Gerritsen says the state is also considering shifting to a single statewide 24-hour crisis line instead of maintaining local ones.
That might seem like a good idea because economies of scale. However, people don't know the services in each community. When we have a crisis call at night, our volunteers are local. They know exactly how to help in this community and follow up with us in the morning. And there's that continuity of care that is so critical. If we have to go to a statewide 24-hour crisis line, that is just not best services for victims of crime.
Beyond direct services, Gerritsen says funding affects public safety statewide.
If we are not able to help victims be strong and be able to stick with the criminal justice system, more offenders aren't held accountable and our crime rate can increase. So it's really a safety issue as well for our community.
For now, the future of those programs remain uncertain, hinging on the outcome of the current legislative session and the final state budget. Monique Garcia, Apple Valley News Now.
Gerritsen calls this a time-sensitive issue and says that they've been regularly contacting legislatures, emailing and sharing information.
All this in hopes of securing stable funding before decisions are finalized. And of course, this is a developing story, so stay with us both on air and online for the latest updates.
Still ahead here on Good Morning Northwest, a new bill targeting the state's most dangerous roads. This as lawmakers are also cracking down on insurance fraud. We're headed to Olympia next to see what is ahead for Washingtonians as plans move forward.
Truck Month only happens once a year.
So it's gotta be big.
Like available Pro Power on board big.
Protect it with the Ford Security Package big.
There's only one Ford Truck Month.
Deal's so good, we need a bigger drawer big.
Life's better when you're under our roof, because we're as committed to protecting your dreams as you are to taking care of them and teaching the next generation.
Looking good.
Bundle home and auto and save up to 40%. American Family Insurance. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
The Pasco RV and Boat Super Sale is going on today through this Sunday at the Hapo Center. Save thousands on a huge selection of new and used RVs and boats, including travel trailers, fifth wheels, story haulers, motorhomes, pontoon boats, and more. Every category, every budget, all on sale. Enjoy zero down and no payments for 90 days on approved credit. Shop indoors today through this Sunday at the Hapo Center in Pasco. Big selection, big savings. Don't miss it. Learn more at brettsrv.com.
Bathfitter showers have got people talking. Our wide selection of showers means it's exactly what we wanted. Seamless and watertight walls are much easier to clean than tiles and grout. And they stay in excellent shape. Every Bathfitter shower is backed by a lifetime warranty. And with thousands of 5-star reviews, the experience exceeds expectations. It's no wonder millions of Bathfitter customers love their new shower. It just fits. Go to bathfitter.com to book your free consultation.
Ever feel like something's missing? Like there's a hole in your morning routine? Well, we've got just the thing. At Some Bagels, we make more than fresh bagels. We make a variety of baked goods to fill your day with everything you've been missing. Have your favorite coffee drink with our in-house roasted espresso beans. And enjoy your bagel with our flavored cream cheeses. Because at Some Bagels, the only thing better than the hole in the middle is everything around it. I want some, you want some, we want some. Gimme Some Bagels.
Truck Month only happens once a year.
So it's gotta be big.
Like available Pro Power on board big.
Protect it with the Ford Security Package big.
There's only one Ford Truck Month.
Deal's so good, we need a bigger drawer big.
We just won a Super Bowl championship!
Apple Valley News Now congratulates the Seahawks, Super Bowl 60 champions. And thank you to our viewers for following the Hawks to the Bay Area with live coverage on Apple Valley News Now, ABC, and Apple Valley News Now. Your home for Super Bowl 61.
Next live, Jennifer Garner, plus Oscar nominee Stellan Skarsgård. And Friday, Kelly's 25th anniversary on Live.
This is my 900th season.
Today at 9 on Apple Valley News Now.
From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbreth.
Welcome back to Good Morning Northwest. Little trace amounts of snow are still going to be possible through 10 a.m. on Friday. So let's go ahead and take you on that zone-by-zone tour of our snowfall forecast that we're expecting during that time frame. Maybe picking up a couple inches of snow for Snoqualmie Pass, for U.S. Highway 2, and for U.S. 97 Blewett Pass as well. Then for the Kittitas Valley, less than an inch up and down the valley. And then for the Yakima Valley, we're thinking similar totals. For the Lower Columbia Basin, same thing. I think you're kind of getting the gist at this point. Now, in the foothills, it's a little bit more nuanced. As the higher up into the foothills you go, places like Pilot Rock, Milton Freewater, maybe closer to an inch of snow. And then for our Blue Mountain passes, we're thinking anywhere between 1 to 4 inches, with those highest totals being at Tollgate on Oregon 204. Okay, I know the ski resorts are definitely cheering on a lot more snow than that. And here is Exhibit A of that. Base depth of Schweitzer. And by the way, this is your ski report brought to you by Schweitzer. The base depth there, 34 inches. Ski Bluewood only at 19 inches. And then for White Pass, we're still at just barely hovering around a foot. Or excuse me, that would be 2 feet of snow, obviously. Now, the good news is that we do have some fresh powder on the way. Definitely a lot more. If this extended out a couple more days, you would definitely see a lot more on this graphic. Speaking of, we'll talk about that next wave of snow that's going to be very advantageous for Cascades, and that's going to be coming up in a few minutes.
Thanks, Josh. Turning to state legislature now, where a new bill aiming to make some of Washington's most dangerous roads safer is moving forward.
State leaders say the legislation would let them study crash hotspots, boost enforcement, and fund safety improvements using fees from certain traffic violations. So supporters say the goal is to reduce serious and deadly crashes that have plagued these corridors in recent years.
State Senator Nikki Torres from Pasco says that she's happy, although she was concerned for a minute, but the chair did call the bill to be heard.
I was worried that it was the fiscal cutoff was yesterday, and I was very worried that it wasn't going to make it to the floor. But I'm glad that he advocated for it to get pulled to the floor, because this is something that can be used statewide, not just in Pasco.
And the bill now heads to the next step in the legislative process before it could be implemented on Washington roadways.
The cutoff date for the next hearing is February 25th.
And staying in Olympia, lawmakers are moving forward on a bill aimed at cracking down on insurance fraud.
On Tuesday, the Washington State Senate unanimously passed Senate Bill 6031. The bill updates state law to strengthen penalties for insurance fraud, and that includes fake claims, billing for services never provided, and other scams that can drive up premiums for everyone. Insurance fraud costs insurance companies $300 billion a year, which then is passed along to the consumers in the form of higher premiums.
And supporters say the changes give investigators and prosecutors more tools to go after major fraud cases and help protect consumers. And this measure now heads to the House for consideration. If approved there and signed by the governor, the new rules could take effect later this year.
Still ahead here on Good Morning Northwest, your morning sprint, everything you need to know before you head out the door this morning, and give you that live look outside from our Dust Elvis camera in Pasco as the sun is starting to rise. Josh will let us know what we can expect today and into the weekend.
At McCurley Subaru, we want to make driving a car from us easy today, tomorrow, and every day after. That's why every vehicle from McCurley Subaru comes with the McCurley Advantage, including paint protection, windshield protection, and loyalty rewards you can use towards service or your next vehicle purchase. And during the Subaru A Lot to Love event, you can get all the McCurley Advantage has to offer and drive a new Subaru for just $209 a month. McCurley Subaru, your way home.
The Pasco RV and Boat Super Sale is going on today through this Sunday at the Hapo Center. Save thousands on a huge selection of new and used RVs and boats, including travel trailers, fifth wheels, story haulers, motorhomes, pontoon boats, and more. Every category, every budget, all on sale. Enjoy zero down and no payments for 90 days on approved credits. Shop indoors today through this Sunday at the Hapo Center in Pasco. Big selection, big savings. Don't miss it. Learn more at brettsrv.com.
The little pill with a big story to tell.
Jardiance plays a role in my story, too. I have type 2 diabetes, but I manage it well with Jardiance, a once daily pill that helps lower my A1C. It works 24/7 in the body to flush out some sugar.
And for adults with type 2 diabetes and known heart disease, Jardiance can lower the risk of cardiovascular death, too.
Serious side effects include increased ketones in blood or urine and infection between and around the anus and genitals. Both may be fatal. Severe allergic reactions, dehydration, urinary tract or genital yeast infections in men and women, and low blood sugar. Stop taking and tell your doctor right away if you have nausea, vomiting, stomach pain, tiredness, rash, swelling, trouble breathing or swallowing. Tell your doctor about lightheadedness, weakness, fever, pain, tenderness, redness, or swelling between the anus and genitals. You may have increased risk for lower limb loss. Call your doctor right away if you have new pain or tenderness, sores, ulcers, or infection in your legs or feet.
Jardiance is a little pill with a big story to tell. And if you ask me, it's pretty swell. Action!
Experience the timeless sound of swing at Wild Horse Resort and Casino. The Glenn Miller Orchestra takes the stage. Relive the world-famous music that defined an era on Saturday, March 21st. Hear the iconic big band's unmistakable sound. Tickets are on sale now at wildhorseresort.com or on the app. Don't miss this unforgettable night of music only at Wild Horse Resort and Casino.
Strong women build strong communities. Tri-County Partners Habitat for Humanity's Women Build is transforming the dining room at the UGM Women and Children's Shelter and turning it into a space of warmth, dignity, and hope. Women volunteers will demo, paint, and build a welcoming place for local women and children to gather and heal. Join our free Women Build classes February 28th through March 7th. Scan the QR code to learn more and sign up now. Let's build together.
E.T. and Extra, tonight at 7 on Apple Valley News Now.
Extra, extra. From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colberth.
Welcome back to Good Morning Northwest. Again, a little smattering of snow will be possible for lower elevations over the next, we'll say, 30-ish hours. Okay, we'll put this into motion with Futurecast radar. Looking pretty dry by 8 a.m., but there's this next round of snow that looks like is going to pop up around lunchtime. First for the Cascades, then drifting down into the Kittitas Valley, into the Yakima Valley by 5 p.m. And then after that, maybe a quick hitting burst of snow for the Tri-Cities into the Blue Foothills, eventually up into the Blue Mountains. Of course, you can see hour by hour rain and snow chances. You can track all this with the interactive radar feature yourself by downloading the Apple Valley News Now First Alert Weather app. Okay, Friday looking like it's going to be a mostly dry day, but as we head into Saturday morning, specifically by 5 a.m., you can see that next round of snow looming off to the south and west, just off the domain of the page. And so here's what we'll take things back to today in the Yakima Valley. Those low wind chances for snow really going to ramp up around 4 p.m. and accumulations, as I've been saying all morning, not looking all that impressive for lower elevations, probably picking up less than an inch, maybe a couple inches for our Cascade passes, a little bit more for our Blue Mountain passes. But like you saw in Futurecast, that next wave of active weather as we head into the weekend and especially into next week, a low end chance of some snow mixing in the Yakima Valley on Saturday, but the wetter days are going to be Sunday and Monday, and at that point, snow level is just going to be a little bit too hot. But not going to be too high for our Cascade passes. That's from 4 a.m. on Saturday to 4 a.m. next Thursday. Could have around 1.5 feet of snow for Snoqualmie Pass and White Pass, around 0.5 foot of snow for Oregon 204 Tollgate. Doesn't look like lower elevation is going to pick up that much at all. That's going to coincide with a wind gust picking up, especially for the Blue Foothills and the Blue Mountains Saturday night. Gusts up around 40 miles per hour. Same thing for Sunday. And that is going to coincide with some warmer temperatures as we head into next week. Okay, all that to say, here's a 7-day forecast for the Tri-Cities. Maybe some snow late tonight and early Friday morning, then watching big rain chances for Monday. In Yakima, snow possible early this morning and again later this evening. Accumulation is probably less than an inch. For Ellensburg, chances for snow today and Saturday, and probably just trace amounts sticking to the ground. For Hermiston, can't rule out a few flakes through tomorrow morning, then rain likely Monday. And finally, for Walla Walla, light snow possible through Friday morning, then turning windy Saturday night into Sunday. Now let's head out to New York City to see what's ahead on Good Morning America.
In this morning's GMA First Look, Meta CEO Mark Zuckerberg on defense, testifying in a first-of-its-kind trial and pushing back against claims Instagram is designed to be addictive for kids and teens. We spoke with a mom who sat in court as part of a group of parents who showed up at the trial for Zuckerberg's testimony.
She was a bright, shining star. She was the one who brought everyone together all the time.
She says her 11-year-old daughter died by suicide after she became addicted to social media apps and developed depression.
And once I started hearing that she started posting, that's when things like she really just changed. Her whole personality changed and everything. She was a whole different kid.
And we'll have much more on this landmark trial in Meta's defense as it disputes the allegations in court, coming up at 7 a.m. With your GMA First Look, I'm Elizabeth Schulze, ABC News, New York.
Even if your child has moderate to severe eczema, they can feel the flow. Feel the breeze. And Dupixent helps them feel the heal. It helps calm a key source of inflammation under the skin that can cause eczema. Dupixent is the only biologic therapy approved to treat kids as young as 6 months for noticeably clearer skin and less itch. Severe allergic reactions, including skin reactions, can occur. Get help right away for face, mouth, tongue, or throat swelling, wheezing, or trouble breathing. Tell your doctor of new or worsening eye problems like eye pain or vision changes, skin symptoms, joint aches and pain, or a parasitic infection. Don't change or stop other treatments without talking to your doctor. Dupixent. Help heal their skin from within so they can stay ahead of eczema. Find an eczema specialist and ask about Dupixent today.
Now, the morning sprint.
Time is 6:50. It's time for your morning sprint. We start with breaking news overnight. We're learning that Andrew Mountbatten Windsor, formerly known as Prince Andrew, has been arrested early this morning at his home in Norfolk. Officials say officers took him into custody on suspicion of misconduct in public office. Authorities say this follows allegations that a woman was trafficked to the UK by convicted sex offender Jeffrey Epstein with the former prince. Investigators are looking into claims that he shared sensitive information with Epstein while serving as the UK's trade envoy. Andrew is Queen Elizabeth's third child. However, his brother, King Charles III, stripped him of his royal title of prince due to his connections to Epstein. Prince Andrew has denied all accusations, insisting he never witnessed or suspected any of Epstein's illegal activity. And the arrest comes on the same day the former prince turned 66. Details are still coming in, but officials say more information is expected to emerge in the coming days.
6:51 in your business headlines this morning. The bidding war for media giant Warner Brothers Discovery is heating up. Company was told Paramount is willing to hear its best and final proposal to acquire it. Paramount has been appealing directly to shareholders in a hostile takeover bid and also filed a lawsuit. One thing it hasn't done recently is increase its offer price. Now WBD is saying, show us the money. And they want it before a special shareholder meeting is scheduled for March 20th. That's when the final vote on the Netflix deal is expected.
In your health headlines this morning, a new report shows the number of abortion clinics in the U.S. declined last year. According to the Guttmacher Institute, at the end of last year, over 700 brick-and-mortar abortion clinics were open across the U.S., and that's down 12 from 2024. Some of the closures happened in states where abortion is legal and protected. Planned Parenthood says that's because reimbursement rates from insurance providers have stagnated, even though inflation keeps going up. Although the number of clinics is shrinking, there's been a sharp rise in the number of medication abortions through telehealth.
And in your sports headlines this morning, the Major League Baseball Players Association has elected a new leader. The union announced on Wednesday that Bruce Meyer will take the reins as executive director. It was a unanimous vote to elevate the MLBPA's deputy director and lead labor negotiator. The announcement of Meyer comes amid a tumultuous last few days for the union after Tony Clark resigned abruptly this week. His departure followed a revelation from sources that said an outside firm discovered Clark had an inappropriate relationship with a subordinate who is also his sister-in-law. Baseball is headed for a possible labor stoppage after the upcoming season with the expiration of the current collective bargaining agreement. Let's unpack this. 6:53, and now it's time for your top local stories that you need to know this morning. Dozens of Kennewick residents filling city council chambers urging leaders to stop a proposed less restrictive alternative home. City leaders passed a resolution opposing the project, calling it a first step. Now officials say their powers are limited under state law. People that were there raising concern about transparency and when leaders first learned about the plan for this home. Officials say they're now looking at possible legal options and may hold some public workshops to answer more questions.
Meanwhile, Pasco City leaders have approved a temporary moratorium on homes for sexually violent predators. And according to officials, state law requires cities to allow the homes, but local rules still need to be created. Leaders are now reviewing zoning and land use options. They also say public input will be a part of the process. More updates are expected as the city works to finalize its plan.
And Franklin County is ending its juvenile detention agreement with Benton County. Officials say youth will now be sent to a facility near Spokane. Leaders say the decision could save taxpayers millions of dollars, and officials hope to use that money saved to build a local facility in the future. The changes take effect in April.
And Yakima leaders have voted to replace a $20 car tab fee with the sales tax. Officials say the change spreads the cost to visitors, not just locals, and that low-income residents could see relief. Leaders say the tax would fund about $42 million in road projects.
And Moses Lake continues to see rapid growth. Officials say public safety and transportation are top priorities. Leaders also warn about declining water supply, and now the city is looking for some new sources and infrastructure. Officials say long-term planning is underway.
Trending now this morning, the Smithsonian National Zoo in Washington, D.C. welcomed an adorable baby elephant this month, and she now has a name.
We were hoping it was going to be Saucy Nug.
Of course.
But after an online public vote, which clearly we did not take part in, the name chosen for the Asian elephant calf is Linh Mai.
Oh.
And that means spirit blossom in Vietnamese. With the naming campaign, the zoo raised nearly $60,000 in donations for the Asian elephant conservation.
The zoo says Linh Mai will make her public debut in the spring. Until she does, she will be behind the scenes, exploring her habitat and bonding with her mom and the rest of the herd.
What do you think? So cute. You think she'll get as much, go as viral as Mudang?
Oh, well, I think so, because I mean, the population is limited, and
She's
especially,
so cute, yeah,
with it being at the Smithsonian.
Get her all like the social media accounts. I want to follow all of them. So cute.
Her nickname will always be Saucy Nug, though.
Oh yeah, that's what we'll refer her to.
Yeah. All right, get us out the door this morning. Still waking up to some frosty windshields.
Yeah, frosty and maybe some very light snow falling in the lower Yakima Valley for this morning. I mean, very, very light stuff. But as we zoom in real tight here, Toppenish, Granger, Zilla, all those areas, if you're seeing a few flakes flying, don't be too shocked. And they could be sticking around at least for the next few hours as temperatures are below freezing, just barely, but still technically below freezing in the lower valley, as we're at 30 degrees right now in Sunnyside, well below freezing in the Tri-Cities, so we're at 26. Okay, it's going to end up being a mostly cloudy day. Highs going to end up in the low 40s, about 5 to 10 degrees colder than normal for this time of the year. And that icon at 10 p.m., yes, that is some snow. Looks like it's going to be pretty light, and it's a low-end chance at that. In general, for at least during the day, we're going to keep it dry for the lower Columbia Basin and for the Blue Foothills. The best chances of snowfall during the day going to be in the Yakima Valley and especially in the Kittitas Valley. Those big weather stories, accumulations for lower elevations probably going to stay less than an inch through 10 a.m. on Friday, but that next wave of snow for this weekend into next week looks like those biggest impacts going to be to our Cascade Passes. Thank goodness we need the snow and also some winds picking up Saturday night into Sunday.
And thank you guys for watching Good Morning Northwest. You can always find updates on our website. That's applevalley.newsnow.com.
Good Morning America is up next, and we're back tonight with your local news and weather.
Have a great day.